Hello and welcome to an India Today special broadcast that comes to you from Tirthraj Prayag on Mauni Amavasya. I'm Gaurav Sawant. Crores of devotees took a dip at the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati at the Trivedi Sangam on Mauni Amavasya. But the festivities and the celebrations were marred by a tragic stampede that unfortunately resulted in at least 30 fatalities. 26 of the 30 have been identified. At least 4 people are still unidentified. There are over 60 pilgrims who are still injured, some critical. Over the course of the next half hour, we get you the story of tradition, tragedy and triumph over tragedy, where the akhadas carried out the Mauni Amavasya Snan with all the pomp and show. Of course, in some instances, a little subdued. But the message is very clear. In the Sanatan Dharma, hope always triumphs over despair.
Sea of saffron at Ghat of Ganga. Holiest day of Mahakumbh. Crores take holy dip at Sangam. Prayagraj soaked in divinity. Unflinching faith, spiritual symphony.
Now, from the Mahanirvani Akhada to the Juna Akhada, multiple Akhadas are now coming in, one after the other, and they're taking the Amrit Snan.
20 crore snans, 10 crore today alone. The faithful have a field day. Stunning colors of Mahakumbh.
The Mahakumbh is all about tradition, continuity of the tradition and new generation reconnecting with the roots. And there was tremendous excitement in the air till this morning about the Mauni Amavasya Snan. At least 10 crore devotees were expected to take a dip in the holy river Ganga and Yamuna. However, between 1 and 2 in the morning, tragedy struck. There was a stampede. But the writing was on the wall. The administration itself was aware that the crowds were swelling. The administration was warning people to take a dip and move out of the Kumbh Mela area. However, the devotees refused to move out. Many stayed to take yet another snan in the morning during the Shubh Muhurt. And this led to the tragedy. There are multiple lessons that are to be learnt. We'll talk about that in greater detail. But let me get you the day's developments in our top story.
A stampede at the world's largest spiritual gathering. Ahead of the auspicious Mauni Amavasya Snan. Lakhs of devotees gathered at Prayagraj to take their divine dip of faith. But the crowd slowly spiraled out of control. Some devotees jumped the barricades, breaking a pole near the Sangam nose. Triggering panic, pilgrims ran into each other. Many sleeping devotees were trampled.
By and large, what we've seen is people right now are being wheeled into the hospital. More doctors have been called in, but we're still waiting for an official word on those who've been injured. There are several relatives who are still outside waiting for their loved ones, waiting for any information.
Ambulances rushed to the aid of those injured. At least 30 are feared dead, nearly 60 injured.
मौनी अमावस्या पर प्रयागराज महाकुंभ में आई भीषण भीड़ को देखते हुए प्रशासन के भी हाथ पैर फूले हुए हैं, क्योंकि भगदड़ हुई है और भगदड़ की वजह से कई लोगों की मौत हो गई है। वो सारे लोग संगम नोज पर ही स्नान करना चाहते हैं।
स्नान करके जल्दी स्नान करके।
No heed was paid to a top cop's warning on Tuesday evening. The officer had asked devotees to leave after the snan and avoid overnight stays at the ghats. but the appeal fell on deaf ears.
प्रशासन ने तत्काल राहत और बचाव कार्य करते हुए ग्रीन कॉरिडोर बनाया और एम्बुलेंस के माध्यम से लगभग 90 घायलों को अस्पताल तक पहुंचाया, परंतु इसमें से दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण तरीके से 30 श्रद्धालुओं की दुखद मृत्यु हो गई है। इनमें से 25 की पहचान हो चुकी है और शेष की शिनाख्त की जानी बाकी है।
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister assured the situation is under control. He appealed to devotees to take their snans but refrain from heading towards the Sangam nose.
90 से ज्यादा लोग गंभीर रूप से या सामान्य रूप से घायल हुए, जिसमें 30 के आसपास लोगों की दुखद मृत्यु हुई है। 36 घायलों का प्रयागराज में उपचार चल रहा है। शेष घायलों को उनके परिवार के सदस्य लेकर के चले गए हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to CM Yogi Adityanath multiple times, taking stock of rescue and relief efforts.
मैं यूपी सरकार के साथ निरंतर संपर्क में हूं। मैं प्रभावित परिवारों के प्रति संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं और घायलों के जल्द स्वस्थ होने की कामना करता हूं।
Opposition leaders slammed the Yogi government, claiming mismanagement and VIP culture had led to the tragedy.
इतने अनुभवों के बाद, इतने कुंभ बनाने के बाद, ये सरकार जो कहती थी कि हम बहुत पुख्ता इंतजाम करेंगे, उसके सारे इंतजाम फेल होते दिखते हैं। बहुत दुर्भाग्य की बात है, लेकिन मैं उसमें बहुत आगे नहीं जाना चाहता। मैं आशा करूंगा कि उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार बार बार जो इश्तहार देती है बड़े बड़े, उसको हटाकर काम करे।
आप इतना बड़ा समारोह करा रहे हैं, आप दिल्ली में आके उपदेश दे रहे हैं, भाई उसकी व्यवस्था देखने के लिए आप थे ही नहीं उत्तर प्रदेश में। आप तो उत्तर प्रदेश छोड़ के, योगी जी तो यहाँ दिल्ली के मोहल्लों के अंदर जो है अरविंद केजरीवाल को गालियां दे रहे हैं और उनको प्रशासन करने की कला सिखा रहे हैं।
Meanwhile, the faith of devotees at the Mahakumbh remains unshakable. Crores are taking the Amrit Snan at the Sangam. The akhadas, which temporarily halted their Amrit Snan, resumed it as the situation limped back to normalcy. With Gaurav Sawant and Sanjay Sharma in Prayagraj, Bureau Report, India Today.
The preparations were all in place for a grand Amrit Snan on Mauni Amavasya. Tragedy struck between 1 and 2 a.m. India Today and Aaj Tak has the biggest team of reporters on ground, and we were reporting both from ground zero where the tragedy struck and also from the hospital where the injured were taken. It was almost like a cavalcade of ambulances that were taking the injured to hospital. The latest figures as of now stand at least 30 dead and 60 injured. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has announced a judicial inquiry into this tragedy. It would be a 3-member committee led by Justice Harsh Kumar that will carry out this investigation. The Chief Minister, who was visibly emotional, also announced an ex gratia payment of 25 lakh to the next of kin of those killed in the stampede.
The road in this direction goes up to the Sangam nose where the devotees are going for their holy dip, and you can steadily see a stream of ambulances coming to the Sangam nose and going back from this area. If you look at this entire area, you will see it bustling with the devotees. The security personnel are having a very tough time trying to stop the people, and even for the ambulance to pass by is a tough ask. So we have seen ambulances streaming, and you can see another one that's coming right behind. There are ambulances which are going to the Sangam nose and coming back from the area. It is a huge task for the entire administration, for the security forces here, with devotees supposed to touch the number of devotees coming here for holy dip on Mauni Amavasya supposed to touch at least 10 crores. You can see ambulances streaming one after the other. You've seen 2 go that side. Now there are at least 4 ambulances. Another one which is going back from this side. And the ambulances are constantly streaming towards the Sangam nose. It is a tough situation for all the security personnel. You can see the ambulances with emergency medical services, the ICU facilities in these ambulances making their way, trying to make their way to the Sangam nose.
Constantly for the past about 45 minutes, ambulances are rushing in. Ambulances are bringing people who were caught in that massive crowd. By and large, what we've seen is people right now are being wheeled into the hospital. More doctors have been called in, but we're still waiting for an official word on those who've been injured. There are several relatives who are still outside waiting for their loved ones, waiting for any information about their loved ones. But the hospital administration and the Uttar Pradesh police are asking them to wait for doctors to examine those who've been brought to this hospital and only then give an official word.
मौनी अमावस्या पर प्रयागराज महाकुंभ में आई भीषण भीड़ को देखते हुए प्रशासन के भी हाथ पैर फूले हुए हैं, क्योंकि भगदड़ हुई है और भगदड़ की वजह से कई लोगों की मौत हो गई है। वो सारे लोग संगम नोज पर ही स्नान करना चाहते हैं। यही वजह है कि लोग, प्रशासन तो लोगों को डाइवर्ट करना चाहता है, लेकिन लोग किसी भी सूरत में, किसी भी कीमत पर संगम की तरफ ही जाना चाहते हैं और वहीं स्नान के लिए जाने के लिए जिद पर अड़े हैं। यही वजह है कि ये पूरा मार्ग, इस मार्ग से संतों महंतों को अमृत स्नान करने के बाद वापसी की यात्रा करनी थी, लेकिन वो वापसी की यात्रा मार्ग पर लोगों की भीषण भीड़ है। जहां उनके रथों की, वाहनों की पार्किंग होनी थी, वहां भी भीड़ है। और उधर जहां से संतों महंतों को शोभा यात्रा के साथ यहां शाही स्नान के लिए यानी अमृत स्नान के लिए आना था, वहां भी लोगों को रखा गया है, क्योंकि भीड़ इतनी अनियंत्रित हो गई है।
And joining me now on this special broadcast is my colleague Sanjay Sharma. Sanjay and I have been reporting from early this morning, both from the scene of the tragedy and the hospital. Sanjay, आप लगातार डॉक्टरों के संपर्क में है, मेला अधिकारियों के संपर्क में है। प्रारंभिक जांच में क्या निकल कर आया है?
प्रारंभिक जांच में उनका ये कहना है कि अभी हमने जांच शुरुआत की है, चश्मदीदों के बयान दर्ज किए हैं और बाकी उनका ये कहना था कि अभी जांच बिल्कुल शुरू भी करना मुश्किल था, क्योंकि उस समय हमें भीड़ को कंट्रोल करना था और अमृत स्नान की तैयारियां करनी थी। शाम तक हमने अमृत स्नान पूरा कराया है, तो हम बहुत शॉक्ड हैं। और उनका ये कहना था कि इतनी मेहनत के बावजूद जब ऐसी चीज़ें बिल्कुल पल भर में ऐसी चीज़ें घट जाती हैं, तो उस समय लगता है कि यार इतना सब कुछ करने के बाद भी होता वही है जो ऊपर वाला चाहता है। तो उनका ये कहना था,
कोताही तो कहीं बरती गई। जिस तरह से वो जानते थे कि ऐसा हादसा हो सकता है, अनाउंसमेंट भी कर रहे थे, लेकिन फिर भी जो भीड़ सड़कों पर ही सो रही थी या इकट्ठा हो रही थी या अमृत स्नान के बाद भी वहीं रह रही थी, उनको भेज नहीं रहे थे।
मेरी आला पुलिस अधिकारियों से और उनसे भी बात हुई। उनका ये कहना था कि हमें इस तरह की आशंका थी, तभी हम अनाउंसमेंट भी कर रहे थे। हमने अपने सारे पुलिस अधिकारियों को जो इस मेले में कार्यरत थे, उनको हर एक पॉइंट पे कह दिया था, जो इस पूरे संगम क्षेत्र में थे, कि लोगों को जल्दी से स्नान करा के उनको बाहर भेजा जाए। और लोगों को उठा के इन्होंने बोला कि आप स्नान कीजिए और यहाँ से खाली कीजिए, लेकिन लोग उल्टा उनको बुरा भला कहने लग गए कि हम तो 2 बजे के बाद स्नान करेंगे ब्राह्म मुहूर्त में, आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। और इधर से उठाओ तो उधर जाके बैठ रहे थे, उधर से उठाओ उधर जाके बैठ रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा जब भीड़ का प्रेशर आया और स्टैम्पिड हुई, लोग बैरिकेड तोड़ के अंदर घुस गए और जब लोग वहां पर मारे गए, उसके बाद जब ट्रैफिक रोका गया लोगों के आने जाने का, तब लोगों ने कहना शुरू किया, हाय हमें बचाओ, हाय हमें बचाओ। उन्होंने कहा जब हम कह रहे थे तब हमारी कोई सुन नहीं रहा था। अब जब दोनों तरफ से आने जाने वाली पब्लिक एक साथ स्टक हो गई पूरे रास्ते में, तो फिर उन्होंने कहा बचाओ। फिर प्रशासन ने तुरंत आनन फानन में फैसला लिया कि अगर पॉन्टून पुल खोल दिया जाता है तो भीड़ रश निकल सकता है और प्रेशर कम हो सकता है। पॉन्टून पुल एक खोलने के बाद जब उन्होंने असर देखा तो उनको लगा कि दूसरा भी खोल देना चाहिए। सारे पॉन्टून पुल इसलिए नहीं खोले गए कि उधर की पब्लिक इधर आ जाती, इसलिए इधर से जब रिलीज किया गया प्रेशर तो जाकर थोड़ी स्थिति संभाल में आई और फिर वो अखाड़े के साधुओं को ये कहने लायक हुए कि आप अमृत स्नान के लिए आइए, हमने यहाँ तैयारी पूरी कर ली है।
So while every Kumbh Snan is very important, whether it's Posh Purnima on the 13th of January, Makar Sankranti on the 14th of January, it is the 29th January Magh Amavasya, Mauni Amavasya Snan, which is considered amongst the most auspicious. Equally auspicious, of course, is also Basant Panchami and then Maghi Purnima and Mahashivratri. But then this is one puja or one snan where devotees and seers say that a dip in the holy river Ganga or Yamuna not only helps cleanse your past sins and atone for the sins, but also lead towards the path of salvation, moksha. That is what Ganga is known as. Pranadaini, Moksha-daini Ganga. And that is why crores and crores of devotees came for this snan. Equally important is the significance of the akhadas or the Akhand. Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya, he got the Sanatan fold together to protect the dharma or religion, not just intellectually through saints and seers, but also through weapons and war, martial race, the Naga sadhus, who through their weapons, if need be, would protect religion. We get you more in this report. Right now, various akhadas are carrying out their Amrit Snan or Shahi Snan. Initially, it was the Shaivite akhadas, now the Vaishnavite akhadas. So initially what you heard were chants of Har Har Mahadev. What you hear right now are chants of Jai Shri Ram. Watch these images, and I want my camera person Kripal to show you these images, the excitement of all these Naga sadhus and the Mahamandaleshwars of various akhadas as they take a holy dip at the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati at the Triveni Mahakumbh. Now, initially, you could hear all the chants that were going, all the akhadas that were going were the Shaivite akhadas. And the concept of akhadas, 8th century, it was Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya who started Akhand or the indivisible or units of the Sanatan Dharma followers who could not be divided. Now, these akhadas are protectors of the Sanatan way of life, protectors of dharma, whether it's through their knowledge, which is the Mahamandaleshwars, or through the Naga sadhus, because if you notice, they're also carrying their weapons, a bow and arrow, a sword, a trishul, a battle axe. They carry their weapons and they train in martial arts. All the akhadas, whether it's the Shaivite akhadas or the Vaishnavite akhadas or the Udasin akhadas or those who follow the teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. In a way, it also shows how Hindus and Sikhs or followers of Sanatan Dharma and Sikhi in Bharat are all one. They bathe together, they pray together, they carry out their traditions together. That is what this Mahakumbh is all about. The tradition of togetherness. Point one. Point two, a 1,200-year-old tradition. You also see that these times in this year's Mahakumbh, you have women Mahamandaleshwars, you have women sadhus or sadhvis or mais, mothers as they're called. They too have taken that pledge, that oath to protect the Sanatan Dharma, to follow the traditions of the Sanatan Dharma, and they too took a holy dip in the Triveni, and they've all now gone back this way. An age-old tradition that continues even in modern times, protecting the Sanatan way of life, either through knowledge, if need be, by force. With cameraman Kripal Singh at Prayagraj, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. So very clearly now the focus remains on the three important snans on the 3rd of February, which is Basant Panchami, the Maghi Purnima on 12th of February and Mahashivratri on the 26th of February. What's equally important, of course, is the significance of the akhadas and the snan of the akhadas and the role of Naga sadhus. Many don't know much about the importance and significance of Naga sadhus in the Sanatan Dharma. And India Today's Akshata Nandagopal now explains why Naga sadhus have been extremely important in preservation of our culture and the Sanatan way of life, especially when the odds were very high.
The Mahakumbh is on, and you've seen countless images of the Naga sadhus at the Kumbh, and so many questions loom around them. Where they come from, how they became Naga sadhus. Let's tell you all about these mysterious sadhus. First, the most basic question: who is a Naga sadhu? They are worshippers of Lord Shiva who believe in becoming Shiva to worship him. Naga sadhus have existed for centuries. Evidence dates back to the Mohenjo-daro civilization. Naga sadhus were also known to have fought off Mughals to protect temples and were armed then with trishuls and talwars, with swords, which is why even today you see many Naga sadhus coming armed to the Kumbh. Naga sadhus essentially renounce all worldly pleasures, so they're celibate, they don't own any material wealth, not even clothes. Naga sadhus can cover their bodies with ash and nothing else. He cannot have a shika, which is a tuft of hair which Brahmins usually have. He can only keep his hair braided. They eat once a day. They have to sleep on the ground without any material that separates them from the soil. So let's tell you now how a person becomes a Naga sadhu. It's a long process, and interestingly happens during the Kumbh. First, a person becomes a sannyasi by renouncing all worldly attachments, including their parents. And this is done by performing the pinddan to their family and themselves. Pinddan is essentially a ritual performed usually at funerals for departed souls. So with this, the sannyasi establishes that he has no family anymore, and even his own identity as it was previously has perished. Now for about 12 years, the sannyasi then is closely monitored, works actively in the akhada that he's chosen. The akhada head usually decides who will be elevated to become a Naga sannyasi. At the Kumbh, the process is kicked off between the two snans, the Amrit Snan on Makar Sankranti and the Snan on Mauni Amavasya. First, the sadhu takes the holy dip on Makar Sankranti, and then just before Mauni Amavasya, the initiation begins. A special puja is conducted at midnight in the presence of their gurus. The sannyasis are expected to take 108 dips in the Ganga at midnight in the cold. And after this, half of their braid, which is called the shika, is cut off. After this, they're sent away from the akhada to a forest to do penance. The other seers then will persuade them to return. On the third day, they return without the clothes. The final stage, essentially, of shedding everything they own. When they return, they meet with the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the akhada, essentially the head of the akhada. The Naga sadhu offers water cupped in his hand to the akhada head, and if it's accepted, it means he's formally become a Naga sadhu. On Mauni Amavasya, they are then allowed to take a holy dip with all the other Naga sadhus. Right now, around 12,000 ascetics will be made Naga sadhus in different akhadas. There are also many sannyasis who have begun the journey towards becoming Naga sadhus by tonsuring their head and taking a dip in the Ganga. But they'll have to wait another 12 plus years before becoming Naga sadhus. So now the question everyone asks, where do Naga sadhus reside? We see them come in the thousands for the Kumbh every few years, but there's no real evidence of where they come from. Most Naga sadhus reside in the Himalayas, and they walk all the way to the Kumbh, starting weeks or even months before the Kumbh from the mountains. Some Naga sadhus are known to live in the akhadas, which is based in different parts of the country. At the Kumbh, Naga sadhus are the first ones to take the holy dip during the Amrit Snan. It's a sacred ritual for them, and devotees also throng the Kumbh to take blessings from these Naga sadhus.
The Mahakumbh is cherished as the Amurt Dharohar, living heritage, intangible living heritage of the Sanatan Dharma of this land. It is to be cherished and all problems and obstacles removed to ensure a smooth Kumbh for future generations. That is all I have for you on this special broadcast from Prayagraj. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.